One of the greatest missionaries in the world who has his calling on her life, went to Sonora, Mexico, and I just want her to give us a few moments of her time and share with her travels. Let's receive Sister Margot Missionary Malone.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Margot Malone. I've just recently come from the mission field in Sonora, Mexico. And being that this is Mission Sunday, Pastor McReynolds has ingratiated me to share with you my experience while in Nogales, Mexico. The trip was short, it was only a week, but many seeds were planted and much fruit was produced. Nogales, Mexico is a border town, and it's inside Sonora, Mexico. This is the city where we spent most of our time. There's a duality to the name Nogales. There is a Nogales, Arizona, and a Nogales, Mexico. And if you follow Interstate 19 south of Tucson, Arizona, you'll end right at the border from Nogales, Arizona to Nogales, Sonora. Now, right around the time that I was getting ready to head to Mexico, you may have heard news stories that portrayed the border between Arizona and Mexico as some kind of war zone or no man's land. And when we headed south to Nogales, Arizona, I envisioned the National Guard, all kinds of troops, vigilantes. I asked myself, it's like, what am I heading into? Was I about to have a Paul of Philippi experience? You know, he went over there, Paul and Silas got beat up really bad. And I didn't know, but all I know is that I just wanted to serve and I was willing to go and to be used by the Lord. When we got there, there were no armed guards. There was no evidence of drugs or drug lords parading around in the area. That doesn't say that they don't exist. It just wasn't blatantly evident at that time. In fact, if I hadn't heard all the hype from TV, I wouldn't have known anything was going on. But then I thought, thank you, Lord, for clearing the way. There were 15 of us that made up the mission team. We partnered with Praying Pelicans Missions. They're a group out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was a diverse group and very, very well mixed. Our lodging, we're in a mission house. We did have running water. The girls had bunk beds. Unfortunately, the guys had to sleep on the floor with their mats and pallets or what have you. But we did have bunk bed accommodations. Each day we started with prayer. We started with a briefing. We congregated together and just laid out the day. We did some work at a church called Iglesia Bautista Betel. Our pastor was Zenobia Mendeville. When we got there, a few of us were asked to give our testimonies. Here you'll see Ruby, who was one of the persons from Artesian Well, and then Joreen, she had traveled from Virginia, and Ezra was our translator. The basis of the mission trip was more about servitude, loving, and evangelizing. There were 3 mission opportunities we were assigned. One was a children's ministry, there was a mercy ministry, and there were a service project ministry. You know, service projects are a great opportunity to witness to and throughout the community. There's a part in the John Maxwell book that says, and for those of you that are going to be taking Leadership 101, it says developing the leader within you. On page 7 it states, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And while we were there, we did things like painting. We dug holes. So here we are digging and getting prepared so that they can build their fence. We walked the streets. We had garbage bags. We went and picked up garbage just to let the community know that we were there and that they could possibly or be interested in joining the church. We cleaned a park, ministered to people that were in the area at the time. We did mercy ministry. Time was set aside to visit with those in need, which has been a staple of missionary service. We visited a Catholic nursing home called Aliso de Ancianos Franciscano, and we ministered in song and service. These are the group that came from Chicago. There were 5 of them. When we were at the nursing home, we gave the ladies manicures, gave the gentlemen haircuts. Oh, they just loved it. And we sang songs and just made them feel good, if only for a short amount of time. I know you say, why do you go to Mexico to do that? You can do that here. That's true. But you know, it's about goodwill as well as just, you know, and that's important too. We did children's ministry. We did the vacation Bible school, you know, like we do here. We used puppets to tell a story. We did skits. We did crafts. We played soccer. We did jump rope, just basic things. We just hung out with the kids and just really had a good time. We don't know how many of those kids don't have a home to go to or what kind of environment they go to, but we were able to extend some love to them for the short amount of time that we were there. These are some of the puppets that we used. We did a skit that was based on Batman and Robin, what we called our puppets Flacco Man and Bobbin. And the kids just loved it, as you know they do. One of the crafts that we did with the children, we had a little parachute, and you know, they just loved it. You just do anything with kids. You can just have a ball and they have a great time. We did jump rope. We had jump rope contest all night long. We just had a great, great time. They just loved it. Thank God for SBC and those of you that donated monetarily or through prayers. I was able to take Bibles, which is badly needed for the young and the old. I was able to take clothing, blankets that people needed, eyeglasses, toys, and just was a blessing. And I just want to say thank you, SBC, because you helped to make some lives a little bit easier. This is some of the families receiving the blankets, some of the Bibles. I want to take my hats off to the Kingdom Kids, and you should too. They made a donation out of their own money. Let's give it up for Kingdom Kids. They gave us a donation. We were able to use that money to help feed the elderly. But I wanted to do something so the kids can connect. So I bought two soccer balls. As you know, Mexico is very, very big on soccer. So I had the kids sign their names on the balls. And then I had them sign little scriptures and things of that nature, so that when they got the balls, the kids could, you know, see who had signed them and given them these balls. So I took a picture, this picture I took to the kids in Mexico so they could see who had donated the balls. So in turn, the kids sent their picture so that our kids could see who received the balls. We had some additional donations. Again, thank you. We were able to help feed the elderly. We were able to be instrumental in giving Pastor Zenobio's church and his children a donation. So again, I thank you so very, very much. We were a blessing. We were blessed. We made new friends, and God got the glory for the work we had done. In closing, I would just like to read from Matthew 17:16-20 of the NIV. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. Second Baptist, let's keep on bearing good fruit. And with that being said, again, I can't thank you enough. I hope that some of you will come off the pews and partner with me on one of the mission trips. So, Dios te bendiga, which means God bless you.